Hello and welcome to yet another Java programming video. In this video we are going to make sure that our application doesn't crash. In order to make sure the application doesn't crash, we are going to use something called a try and catch statement. And basically it will catch whatever error we decide to try for and handle it. I will show you an example. When I try to convert a number from a string, I can do that if I type out a number like 125 easily. As you can see, we just convert a string to a number. But if I were to do this, for example, type in a number or for example a letter, for example L, it would crash. As you can see in the console, there will be an error the error that has been thrown is of the form number format exception, and we're going to catch this exception and do so the application doesn't crash anymore. First of all, I'm just going to copy paste this little part of the code since we're going to use it anyways in our second method. I'm going to decode and comment this. Alright, so if we were to run it now, exactly the same thing would happen. And the next step, if you want to catch it, is to surround it with the catch statement, try and catch statement. So if you want to catch the exception, we need to surround it with a try and catch statement. And it is really easy. First of all, you type out try, and then you enclose your code that you want to try and run, your part of the code that you want to try and run with brackets. And right after the bracket of the try statement, you want to type out catch, and then brackets that will contain whatever will happen when it catches an exception. And in this case, we want to catch the exception of the type number format exception. So just type out number format exception, exactly as it says below, and then you can just name it to whatever you want, for example E. And then we can print out something like this: system.out.println user did not put in a number. Alright. So before the application would crash if we would type out a letter, but now we are making sure that if the user types out a letter instead of a number, we will go directly to the catch statement and print out that they did in fact not put in a number. And what happens here is when the error is thrown, it will jump directly to the catch statement and ignore the rest of the code in the try statement. So if we type out a letter in the JOption pane, it will just skip the first system.out.print number, as you can see here. As you can see, there is no crash like it was before, and the exception is not thrown because we catch it. And we type out user did not put in a number. And if I were to type out something like 15, this catch statement would not run because the exception is not thrown. So we can just go ahead and so the code just functions normally. So the try statement just runs normally, and we print out the number. Alright, so I'm going to show you something that you can do with this. Maybe you want the user to type out a number, and if he doesn't type out it, you might want to print out an error and tell him to type it again. So I'm going to show an example of how I can accomplish that. Once again, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to create a boolean called success and set it to false. And as long as success is false, we're going to run this part of the code. Alright? So basically if it types out, it is just going to run all the time, as you can see now, like this, but we can still handle the errors. Let's do this. We can still handle the exceptions. So what we want to do now is that after we have successfully printed out the number, we want to set success to false. To true. So we'll exit the loop and continue with the application and continue with the code. So now if I were to type out, for example, L, it would keep on going over and over. And if I type out, for example, 10, it's going to stop. Let's just print out a nice little message: error, you did not type out a correct value. Yeah, something like that. And as you can see now, if I type out something like that, we get the error and I can type out again. Anyways, that is how you can catch a statement, and if there are multiple exceptions that can be thrown, you can actually catch more than one statement. All you have to do is type catch once again after the brackets of your first catch statement, and then just type out the statement here. For example, array index out of bound exception or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how I try and catch statement works. We're going to use this in the future when we handle threads and sockets for network programming. So yeah, that was pretty much all for this video. I showed you how you can handle exceptions and how to make sure that the application doesn't crash because the user does something that he's not supposed to do. Stay tuned for the next video. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel and give the videos a thumbs up, or even share them to your friends. It would really help a lot. So hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.